Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go in our nation's capital. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run here with a rookie. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
19, charge, Mustang 19. Ready.
A first carry for Rachaad White. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Daniels looking to throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeaux, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack.
Brings up 4th down.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. To throw, Dart. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, no, the first throw of his career is intercepted. Picked off by Trey Amos. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
That's good for a
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3 and out the first time you had the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
70 Timberwolves, 79 Broncos. Cup night, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready.
Off the play fake, Daniels. That's to Lane. He's got it outright. They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here we go. Stop. 70 Lions. 18 Pioneer. 65 Cats.
To the air goes Daniels. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Chigakonkwo from 6 yards away. And the Commanders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Dart. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Dart. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. And bring up second down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
First down. Let's go now. First and 10 at the 41.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
And that's how you shake off the interception he threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point splits the uprights. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further. He's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown, 76 yards. And Washington has taken the lead. Moody good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Dart going to look to throw here. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Second and 10. Throwing his Dart. He'll drop this one down and mix it. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now throwing again. Here's Dart. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
18 Cardinal.
Throwing, Dart. Pass taken in by his big tight end. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right at the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Dart. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he takes a pretty good lick there as he'll wind up getting about 3.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw his Dart. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To throw is Daniels. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Daniels. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's first and 10. First down, here's White. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
70 Timberwolves, 19 Lions.
Here's Daniels. Pass caught. It's Lane with it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
14 more yards. That's good for a Commanders first down.
17. 19 strike. 19. Buffalo 18.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing now is Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Jalen Lane with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Leo Chanel. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Back to throw. Daniels. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
But they certainly not shied away from throwing the football. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, but that last one hurting them a new set of downs.
White is going backwards here. They come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Cougar 19.
2nd and 4. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Commanders are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's 2nd and 10. To throw now, Dart. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Throwing his Dart. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line. Out
there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Here we go.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, 19 Lions, 79 Broncos, Panther 11, Panther 11.
A final shot before break. Daniels over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already, they need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's Dart. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here, Dart. That is caught. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
Gain of 5. First down, Giants.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It was Deron Payne who got in there to make the play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. From the gun, Dart. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Dart. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
First down. A gain of 37 yards. First down, New York.
In motion, Slayton. Looking to throw, Dart. A throw right side caught by Neighbors. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Quickly into the hands of Neighbors off the RPO. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Dart. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To the air, Dart. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Malik Neighbors from 4 yards out. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14.
Makes the score. Commanders 28. Giants 14.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
70 Rangers. 19, Buffalo 18.
Daniels looking to throw. Checks it down. Crosby Merritt. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 34.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Down the sideline he goes. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Here's White. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5.
19 tight. 19 tight. Dragon 60.
4-yard line.
18, Pioneer. Panther 11. Panther 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Mustang 19. Warrior 70. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
To the air goes Daniels. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but now it's third and goal.
Brings up third and goal.
Warrior 70. Ready. Cougar 19. 19 Lion. Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 18 Rattler. 18.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Kayvon Thibodeaux in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. Jake Moody now on for the field goal. And this one is right through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A play fake, and now it's Dart. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And just shedding him off there. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th.
Let's go now.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
Operating from the gun, Daniels. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. That's caught at the 3. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Get it! 70 Timberwolves.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Haven't been a defensive coordinator yet. The thing 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Ready?
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Commanders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's in. Complete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
And the Giants 1st down. 39-yard gain on the play. 1st down, New York.
Rodgers to throw once more. That one taken in by Neighbors. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad. That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now Dart. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Hyatt goes in motion left. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games you just want to fall under a rock until it's over.
They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now we give up the middle. This is White. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to make 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Opting to run again here with White. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. His defense tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get him for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. The 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Warriors 70. Ready.
Now Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
On first down, it's Krosky-Merritt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game.
Come on, come on. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready, right?
That one looks like he'll throw here. And quickly, he just gets that ball out of there. Not quite sure what he was doing, and here comes the flag.